It is Minneapolis. We're watching it. Dante's Boxing Nation. Keep watching. All right.
Dante's Boxing Nation over here at the Mayweather gym with my man Miles. What's going on, man?
How you doing today, Dante?
All right. Now I want to ask you about we talked about this earlier, and I don't know what I did with my footage, so you brought up some interesting points. You thought that Floyd Mayweather would possibly fight Mayweather-Golovkin. Speak on that.
Well, what I think about that fight that would be good is that Triple G is considered the greatest or the best middleweight pound for pound, and Floyd is the best 147 pound for pound. Now, of course, it would be unfair for Floyd to fight him at 160 because he just hits too hard. But if he comes down to 154 and Floyd goes up, it would be fair because he had already fought 2 fights at 154. We fought Canelo and he fought Cotto. And I think it would be a real good thing for boxing because they think that the Pacquiao fight was not good or that he danced around, but that's not his fault. You know Floyd is a defensive fighter, so you know what you're going to get. In the art of boxing, just like Sugar Ray Robinson would say, to hit and don't get hit. So he did what exactly he was supposed to do.
Not only do you want the fight, but you believe that the fight there's a very good chance we may actually see it, right?
Of course, because he's fighting Berto, which is a good fight, but at the same token, the boxing fans, they're thirsting for something good. He says he's the best ever, which we all agree. He probably is the best ever, but he has to lick Golovkin to prove to the people and the haters. There's a lot of people that, when you talk about Floyd Mayweather, they talk about cherry pickers. I don't see any cherry pickers. If you look at his resume closely, he made a very good point when he said Muhammad Ali fought a guy with 6 professional fights and a draw, which was Leon Spinks. He never had that opportunity.
Well, he actually lost the first fight.
Yeah, he
right?
lost. So Floyd has not lost. So you got to put him in a position, or at least in a category, as until he loses, he's the best ever. So I know he's to me the greatest defensive fight ever. But we can all have debates about Sugar Ray Robinson, Ali, Tommy Hearn,
it's
Sugar
all
Ray.
subjective, pretty much. But I mean, so you're saying you believe Mayweather needs Golovkin? You believe he needs him to extend? Would that just be extending his legacy because he's already done a lot, or you believe he needs him to cement his legacy? What are you saying?
Well, what I think is that being that he has beaten everyone that they put in front of him, and it would just not just go over the top, but it would just stop the people saying one that he's cherry picking or that he's getting easy fights, because to beat Golovkin, which is going to be a hard fight, but at 154 it would be a fair fight for him because Golovkin has to lose the weight. And again, as I said before in my other interview, it'd be advantage Floyd because Golovkin might get tired in the later rounds.
Now, if Golovkin were to, let's say Golovkin came all the way down to 154, or he comes down to 152 like Canelo did, you don't think, because I would love to see the fight personally. I mean, I don't think Mayweather, has to fight him, but I would love to see it. But if they were to fight at 154 and 152, you don't think fans would try to make all the excuses if Floyd wins and says, oh, he only won because he drained Golovkin, and Golovkin is really a middleweight? What do you think?
No, that wouldn't be the case, because the 8 pounds or 7 pounds is not going to make a difference, because Golovkin hits very hard. He just would have to get Floyd early. If he goes into the later rounds, it would be just like when Sugar Ray fought Hagler. Hagler could have took him out earlier, but he played around and messed around with games, and that's why.
You think Hagler could have took out Sugar Ray Leonard?
Yes, if you look at the fight closely, because I saw it, and like between the 5th and the 9th round, Sugar Ray was hurt 2 or 3 times, but Hagler again. But the speed helped, because sometimes speed kills. Like when I boxed, I came up, so my uncle would teach me that speed kills. So, and a matter of fact, the whole deal would be that Floyd would have to get him into the later rounds, and also that Golovkin would have to get a little tired a little bit, because if he didn't, he hits a little too hard, because he's a natural middleweight, and Floyd really came in at 125. So
just for the record, Miles, who wins that fight?
Well, if I had to pick someone early, it would be Golovkin, but if it went past 7, 8 rounds, Floyd would beat him, because he's just too much of a masterful boxer and a defensive fighter. But if Golovkin got him early because he's stronger, you would have to give the edge. And just for the public, this would be the first fight that would be either pick 'em or somebody be 6-5. It wouldn't be any overwhelming favorite, 10, 20, 30 to 1.
definitely, because Golovkin is a middleweight, and he's, like you said, the best middleweight, and probably one of the hardest punchers in the entire sport right now.
Correct.
So it will definitely be close to even odds, I believe.
Correct.
You know, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Mayweather would still be the favorite, but the odds would be much closer, though.
Of course.
Right.
And again, just so I could really, again, I think Golovkin hits a little harder, but Floyd, being a defense, this is what is intriguing and makes a great fight, because if Floyd can get away from him and use his ring generalship and move around and take him into the later rounds, I believe, and again, Golovkin not being a little kid, he's in his mid-30s, so he's, again, Floyd, I think, would have a great chance, and also then that would stop all the people that say he's cherry picking and he's fighting nobodies, and you know, he beat Golovkin. Now what he has to do, it means
Well, Miles, I personally believe that no matter who Floyd fights, they'll still say that he's cherry picking. He needs to fight someone after that. Like they said for 5 years that he's running from Pacquiao. They said that leading all the way up to negotiations. As soon as he beat Manny Pacquiao, they look for someone else. I mean,
well, if you notice about that fight, and I watched it closely, after the third or fourth round, Floyd was on the ropes. He got caught with a good shot, not hurt, but he stunned him, and he went into the rope-a-dope. And Pacquiao told him to come out, and when I realized that, I knew Floyd couldn't lose the fight, because you had him on the ropes, you're supposed to shoot your load, try to go get him there, and when you didn't do that, that's when I knew Floyd had him.
Yeah, when he backed up, like you said, Pacquiao backed up,
right, and said,
when he had Mayweather on the ropes, where he wanted him, right?
And then when he couldn't do that, I knew right there, because I've been in boxing for 35 years, and if you got a guy on the ropes, you got to shoot your wide, you got to really try, shoot your load. If he gets you, you get him, and if you punch yourself out, you got to take a shot at him.
You got to take the chance.
And he didn't, so that's when I knew that was it. And that was like the third or fourth round.
He didn't take the risk that he could have actually taken,
correct,
or at least not enough risk. So, matter of fact, before I end this, let everybody know exactly what you do, because I see you at all the gyms, hanging out. I know you work with the trainers and all kind of stuff, right?
Correct. I'm a boxing manager. I have a heavyweight, Kim Bethel-Boykin, who's supposed to fight at the D this week, but it got pushed back to the 18th of next month. But we do have a show coming up on the 28th, which is Friday, and we have several fights coming up at the D, which my daughter Barbara's the promoter, and we're working with Don King. We just came off from over at the D doing a press conference. So she'll be here today, and we'll be at the D Friday, and we'll be doing 6 shows at the D and trying to make things go. And hopefully we can incorporate some of the Mayweather people or some of the fighters over there, so we can bring boxing back the way it used to be from the 70s and 80s when they were doing Caesar's Palace and all those fights out there with Hagler, Hearns, Duran, Leonard, Holmes, Ali, the whole gambit.
Even Zaire.
Yeah, see? And that's what we're looking
Manila,
to do.
everywhere.
And we're bringing boxing back.
That's what it is, man. Thanks for your time, Miles. Anything else you want to say, man?
No, we're going to do it big. Just look out for us.
There it is.
Inside VIP.
All right, you heard from my man Miles.